All right, great. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. I think this is the 32nd episode of Webinar Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. It's really great to be with you here. Today's presenters, myself, Jason, there on the left, and we're always lucky to have Patrick and Gabriel with us as well. Patrick is one of the marketing consultants here at Brilliant Directories, helps us out a lot with a digital marketing strategy, and Gabe is awesome at providing support and also feature suggestions to make your Brilliant Directories experience a whole lot better. So Patrick and Gabe, thank you guys for joining us today.
Always awesome to be here. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, Webinar Wednesdays is my favorite part of the week.
All right. I always like to encourage, if you haven't already done so, to join our Brilliant Directories LinkedIn Marketing Strategy Network. We're just about to ramp up to have some more activity for 2018. We were a little dormant during the holiday season, but now we're well into January and we're giving a little bit more attention to it. It's a great place to carry on the discussions from the webinar. If for any chance we don't get to your questions or you have questions after the webinar, you can join our LinkedIn group. It's free, and you can start a discussion there. You'll get answers from myself, Patrick, David Rockland, Gabe, and other Brilliant Directories team members, as well as one of my favorite is fellow directory owners just like yourself. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn. It'll take you directly to the LinkedIn page, and you can join the group and start a discussion there. If this is your first time joining Webinar Wednesday, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're really, really glad that you've joined us and hope that you'll join us in future webinars. The goal of Webinar Wednesday here is to help you with your website. You can ask any type of questions. All types of questions are fair game. We can chat about SEO strategies, how to set up basic things on your website. We can even try to get into some complicated code together. If for any reason we don't have the immediate answer to your question, we'll do our best to point you in the right direction with maybe a resource that you can look further into to help you get the answer you're looking for. So hope you have your questions ready, and we'll be taking them in just a few moments. All right, this week we do have some fun updates to share. There's tons of updates always being pushed into the Brilliant Directories platform. Some more noteworthy ones I'm going to show you today. Some are ready to release, some are coming up in just the next 2 weeks. One of them is we previewed it a few webinars ago. One of them is the front-end design tool. Another one which I'm most excited about is the on-page editing of text labels. I'll show you a working example of that. And we have 3 new add-ons coming into the mix within the next week or 2. So we'll just highlight those real quick as well. The first one I'll dive into is the front-end design tool. And I'll show you where you guys can see that. That is now live on your site. And what it allows you to do is you can actually change some of the colors and text on your site from the front end. Normally, you change everything from the design settings. For example, your main website design, your header design, lots of color selections here, your main menu design, and so forth. We've added a link here, Live Design Tool. And when you get this link, you'll get this white sidebar on the left. And what it allows you to do, if you can see here, I'm on Holistic Health Finder. Let's just do some simple edits. If you're a real visual person and you want to see live the changes that you're making, I'm comfortable in the design settings, but I think this is going to help a lot of people out who want to actually visualize things as they're changing them before locking in their final design. Let's change the menu background together. Let's change it. Let's just do some drastic changes. Let's change it to red. And you can see the colors have changed here. And let's change this header color from gray to a different type of gray. So that would be header design. And we'll change this to a slightly darker gray. You can go as dark as you want. You can do more red. Just hit choose. And you can change things like the sign up button here. As right now it's purple, get listed today. So we'll just change this to a red as well. What's really cool is if I wanted it to be the same red as the main menu, I can just go ahead and click on this, copy the color code here. You can go back to the header design and paste the color code right into here. And that way you can make sure you're getting a uniform design as you're building your site. Let's scroll down a little bit. And let's look at the footer design. Right now we have, this is the newsletter sign up background. I think that's one of the options. Yeah, lots of options for the footer here. So newsletter background color, let's also make that the same red. And then I want the footer background to be red, but a slightly lighter one. So it doesn't match perfectly with the newsletter. So more like, there we go. So this is a really fun way to visualize your changes on your site. And once you like what you see, you can just click on Save Changes in the top here. So we hope that'll make things a little bit easier for you guys moving forward. I think about 50% of the design settings are here right now. And if you don't see it here in the side menu, you can always find it right back where it's been for a while now in the design settings. I know we have some additional design settings here that give you more specific control of the colors on your site. All right, let's go to the on-page text label editor. And I think this is going to make a world of difference, especially if this is your first website with Brilliant Directories. And this should be releasing in the next few days. So as you know, you can edit the text on your site. Maybe it's a main menu link. Maybe it's text in the design settings, like where you build your logo. But then there's text around your site that you edit basically by going to settings and text labels. And text labels is where you'll find the other 90% of the text on your site, so you don't have to get into the code to change the text on your website. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about right now. So what you would do when this is pushed is click on Visit Website. And we're all familiar with the toggle bar for the admin that gives you like the Show Widgets tool, Refresh Cache, and so on. With this update, you'll notice some text here that's in yellow. This is actually, these are text labels, and normally you'd go into the admin, search for the text that you're looking for on the front of the site, and edit it from the back end, just like the design settings are controlled in the back end. With this update, you'll be able to see all the labels that make up a page. For example, the title here is saying, Patrick is awesome. Let's change that to something more practical. Just toggle that open and say search by keyword. And I'll save the changes. And now we can see it says search by keyword. So if we come to this page here, the live site, and I refresh it, now it says search by keyword. And what's really cool about this is this tool will identify all the available text labels that are being rendered on the site. Even the Search Now button where it says Find It Now, we can change it to something like Find Lawyers Now. Now you could always do this in the back end how it's always been, but this will make it a whole lot easier to more rapidly identify text labels on a page and change them to whatever you want. So this should now say Find Lawyers Now. And I really love how quickly it saves. So this should be live in the next few days. Everyone will get this update. And if you go page by page, as long as you have the admin sidebar toggled, you should be able to see this option here, the on-page text labels editor. Pat, do you have anything to add about this one?
I'm really excited about the updates, in particular how it's becoming less and less necessary to go into widgets and customize the widgets, which we discussed in the last webinar, being able to keep those widgets as default widgets and receive all future updates. This is a great step and a big update.
I agree. So, yep, I just changed this option here. It said select an option. I said choose an option. So it really gives you a lot more control, and very rapidly you can change text around your site. All right. And then news, there are 3 upcoming add-ons. One of them is lead price by category. It will allow you to set the price that a member pays for a lead based on the top or sub-level category that the consumer or the website visitor has requested. So if you have a site with lots of different categories, for example, finding lawyers and finding dog walkers, potentially you'll want to sell the lead for the lawyers for a higher value than for the dog walkers. And that way you'll have more ways to generate revenue from your site. Currently, the only way to set the lead price is based on a member's membership level. So while that has worked for the last 9 years actually for Brilliant Directories, this will give real value to the website in being able to more specifically add value to each category of their website. I do have a screenshot to share of what that will look like in your admin. So this is a screenshot if you're looking at your top level categories. Everything would remain the same here. This is another add-on that we have here related to keywords. The lead price would be the last one here on the right, and you would just simply enter your price for this lead. Sub-level categories will supersede the price of top-level categories. If there is no price for the category, it will fall back to the price of the lead for the membership level. So this one should be launched probably in the next week or so. Super excited about that one. And then we have hidden member profiles and keywords for categories. You can see the keywords for categories here. It'll add this extra column, and you can add related keywords for a category. I'll give you an example. If you have a category called dentist, if someone searches for dentists with an S or dental as a keyword on your site, they won't get any results. So you can add variations and synonyms without having redundant keywords in your database. So it'll allow more members to be found by more keyword searches. Let me show you guys where these will be found. Right now they're on our add-ons page as coming soon, and hopefully we'll have those launched in the next 1 to 2 weeks. The hidden member profiles one, that will allow you to control which member profiles are hidden from other members. So maybe basic members can't search for premium members, but premium members can unlock more types of members that they can search for. LinkedIn kind of has a similar system like this, where if you want to look for more certain types of jobs or certain types of members that are out of your LinkedIn network, you can pay for a higher level, and you will then gain access to some of those hidden member profiles by upgrading. So again, this will be another revenue generator if people are looking for ways to monetize their website and add more value to their premium membership levels. Anything to add about these three, Pat?
No, that basically covers it. I'm particularly excited about the lead price by category. Obviously,
Likewise.
If you have a local directory, which a lot of people have, they have a directory for their town. That it's very difficult to tell a movie theater or a bakery that they need to pay for leads. Oftentimes, it's best to charge for leads when they have a significant amount of money they can generate from getting that lead. So properties, law, accounting, and so forth. So to be able to take care of people that you wouldn't really want to monetize on a normal basis and charge for the leads in industries where they're used to paying for leads is a pretty awesome update.
That's right. So you could set the lead price for some categories as $0, and those would be free leads for those types of industries. I see more you charge for leads when it's professional services and things like that. All right. We have some goodies to share with regards to contests. Last webinar, we had a contest to like and share and comment on our featured Facebook post, and Emily is our winner. We've added 500, this was a big contest, $500 in BD credits to your account. Emily, you should receive an email from our team today or tomorrow. And you can apply those credits towards additional website purchases if you want to join the VIP add-ons club or purchase any of the add-ons a la carte. What I think this would be a great value for is to purchase a website audit or a software training session if you want to learn more about how Brilliant Directories works. It's always great to educate yourself on some of the higher level things you're able to do with Brilliant Directories. So congratulations, Emily. You don't need to do anything. We're adding the credits to your account. And let me just show you guys where that was on our Facebook page. We had a post for the New Year's. What goals should a successful online business set in 2018? We want to thank everyone that participated. We got lots of comments and shares here. And we picked a random winner out of a hat from everyone that participated. So thank you very much, guys. And if you didn't win this contest, there is good news. This is a contest we've done in the past, and we're going to add an extra caveat to this to make it available to people who have participated in the past. If you have created custom colors for your website, if you're familiar with our preset design settings, in the design settings section, we do have preset colors, but you can obviously create your own color sets by the way you design your site by choosing colors. I think we've added 5 or 6 colors that have been suggested, color sets that have been suggested and submitted by you guys, including Peaceful Purple, Cool Waves, Dark Raspberry, Gray Matrix. We've given them all these fun names. If you think you've created a nice, unique color set for your site, we'd love for you to share it with us. It has nothing to do with sharing your website concept or idea. It's just the colors. You can email design@brilliantdirectories.com. And if we add your color set to our design settings, everyone and anyone who submits an approved color set will win $200 in Brilliant Directories credits. So if you think you've created a unique color set that we can add to our color set palettes, email design@brilliantdirectories.com with a link to your website. And if we add it, we'll mention you in the next webinar and you'll win $200 in BD credits. Patrick had the amazing idea to take this beyond just the color sets. And Pat, I'll go to our demo site, and if you can explain how we can extend this to people beyond the color sets.
Yeah, so one of the things that really help get more people, more conversions and more engagements are what we call landing pages. So a landing page is essentially it's also known as a splash page, where you're trying to explain and show the value to the end user in order to usually collect their email or to get them to continue down some sort of marketing funnels. Jason is showing a couple of landing pages. These tend to be the 2 most common ones and most important ones. One is a landing page that explains the value of becoming a member on your website. So instead of having just the traditional the 3-tiered menu pricing page where you just go over the highlights, this explains in a little bit more detail what you get with the profile. And then this here, and then you're also able to do the get matched, which is to get them to submit leads. So those are 2 popular landing pages. A landing page that explains if you give us your contact information, we'll match you, or you can receive quotes from our professionals. What Jason and I wanted to do today is to open up the contest as well to anybody that'd like to share a landing page design that they think would benefit the community. If your landing page is selected, we will go over that landing page with everyone else during the next webinar, and we will clean up the code and make it a little bit more generic and make it available as a product in the future for everyone to use.
That's right, and this could be any type of landing page. Maybe you've created a landing page, a team page, or a resources page, but something that other directory owners could potentially reuse and repurpose, but add their own content to it for their industry that they're serving or their organization. So if you think
I've seen some great designs. Yeah, I've seen some great design with the About page and some of the Contact Us page. All of those can have a nice landing page, a custom design to them just to spruce it up. And if it's something that you think would benefit others, we'd love to see the design.
Yep. What we could do is, if we like it, we'll see how you made that page. We'll take the code, make it generic, so it could be repurposed for other people to use. So we won't use any of your information. We'll just repurpose it with some default text and images. But it could be something that we can share with other directory owners to empower them to create more elaborate landing pages and splash pages. So you can email your site and the page to look at, design@brilliantdirectories.com, and we'll take a look at who the winners are in the next webinar.
Really looking forward to seeing these entries.
Yeah. All right, and before we get to the Q&A, The deal of the week, we've done this one before. It is for the VIP add-ons club. We had a lot of new people sign up to Brilliant Directories during Cyber Week and New Year's. And if you haven't yet had an opportunity to join the VIP add-ons club, this is a chance to get 50% off the listed price. Currently, it's $120 per month. It gets you all the add-ons. We're adding 3 more add-ons within the next week or two, and we'll be adding a bunch more throughout the year. I think it's a super value to add to your website. In addition to that, as we add more add-ons, the price of the add-ons club will slightly increase $5, $10, $15 throughout the year. So this is a good chance to lock in the lowest price that it is right now. I know that in February it will be increasing a few dollars to reflect the additional add-ons that have been added to that. So you can use the promo code FINAL50. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/final50. And when you're on the page to check out for the VIP add-ons club, just enter your promo code here, and it will take 50% off the listed price. If you're serious about your website, I do recommend going for the annual option. It'll give you 50% off the annual price. There's already 34% off compared to the monthly price, so this will be an additional 50% off. So this is what you'll pay annually, $475, to have the VIP add-ons club added to your site. If you don't know what the VIP add-ons club is, you can go to the brilliantdirectories.com website, click on add-ons, and you'll see all the add-ons that we currently offer. You can purchase them individually, but we've made a superior value to just get all the add-ons added to your website with the VIP add-ons club. And you can see what that includes here on the page with the orange drop-down that says VIP Club Membership. So go to brilliantdirectories.com/final50. It will take you to the checkout page, and you can get 50% off now to add the add-ons club to your website. Anything you want to add there about the add-ons club, Pat?
No, that's it. Just want to let people know, and we've had a few people already start submitting landing pages, but via the chat. Just to remind everybody if you're going to submit a landing page, to send it to design@brilliantdirectories.com. I did have a quick look at some of the ones that were shared, and they're awesome. And I definitely hope you guys go ahead and send it there in order to be entered in the contest.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing those designs. We love to see what you guys are doing with your sites and also your designs. So now it's the fun part, questions and answers time. I hope you guys came prepared with some questions. All right, and we'll jump in with David. David, I'm trying to unmute your microphone, but it says that it's muted on your end. I think it's working now.
Yep, unmuted. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Hi, how are you?
Great, David. How you doing?
Good, thanks. So I was able to add a link on the profile page for an online schedule, but I'd really like to turn that link into a button so that it's a lot more prominent on the page for people that visit that page to be able to see immediately, okay, so I can go to schedule.
All right, let's take a look at your site and we can see an example, and I'll see if I can do that without diving into any of the code. So what's the name of your site?
It's thebestofgolf. And if you go into members, I have a profile in there, which is under Balbi, B-A-L-B-I, golf.
All right. All right, let's look at your profile here.
Yep.
All right, so I see you've done some custom work up here. It looks really nice. And if we scroll down, you got the click.
Just above the logo. Just above the logo.
Right here, the online schedule. All right.
Yeah.
Let me see what magic I can do here with that.
Super.
There would be a couple ways to accomplish that. Let me see if I can do the least invasive way. And that would be the, so I'm going to Form Manager. This is a form that someone has filled out, and it's displaying the results of that form here on the the front of the page. That form is called listing contact details member. Let's edit this form. And if we scroll down, there's first name, last name. Here's the online schedule. You've assigned the field type as website address. That's why it's making it clickable. I'm going to enter a CSS class here, and I'm just going to put online. Let me just see what this does. Let me do a couple things actually. Online schedule. I don't know what this is going to do. It's different when it renders on different parts of the site. Let me also do online schedule outer. Let's save these changes. What this is doing, this is a little higher level for everyone. It's going to add a CSS class, and then what I can do is target that CSS class with some design instructions. So let me just inspect this here. I don't know if it's going to render in this format because it's doing it a special way. Class, It's not doing it the way that I want it. It's not adding the class to it, so I wouldn't be able to target it that way. Let me see something else. All right, let me try one more thing for you. Default value. Okay, let me remove this. And let's do it. Let me think of the next best way to do this. Would be.
Could you make it straight HTML right into the field label itself?
That's what I'm going to do now. So where it says you want it above the logo if they have a logo.
It doesn't matter. It's okay if it stays there. I just want it to be, more noticeable, kind of like the.
Got you.
The contact me or the message button is a button. It's larger. I just wanted to make it more noticeable.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to do it here. I'm going to put it in the code. Okay. So just give me one moment. Let me do this correctly. And what I'm going to do is say if that they've entered this. Just take 2 seconds to do this. And we're going to copy this. It's always a nice perk to be able to dive into the code from time to time. This would be one of the unique reasons we'd need to do this. We're trying to style up your button there. So what we want is the online schedule. We want the online schedule, and then we're going to we can keep that. All right, and I'm going to do, what color do you want it?
Red.
Red? All right. All right. I think I got everything that we need, and we're going to call it online schedule, right?
Yep.
All right, great. So let me copy this, and we're almost done, actually. So
this is all done in HTML. None of this is CSS.
This method is I did the HTML method. That's actually a good point. Let me make a note here. Give me 1 second. When field type, because this would be field type is web link on profile pages, allow to enter. And I know how this can easily done CSS classes. Once we do this update, this is why I love Webinar Wednesday. That's a great suggestion. Once we do this update, I wouldn't have had to do what I just did. I could have just added those classes, the button danger that I just added to it. So let me quickly refresh the cashier site just to get a clear page. And then what I'm going to do is this is automatically rendering. I'm going to hide this on the front end view, so because we're manually doing it. So show and display, no, and it should show above their actual website link now as a button. Hang on. Oh, I didn't close something correctly. That's okay. I'm going to check that and fix that for you. Yeah, that should work. Let me remove this here.
And once you've done this, Jason, would this carry over to any other profiles on the entire site where they enter an online schedule link in when they're filling out the profile?
That is correct, yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All right, let me just make sure something is not getting set correctly here. Let me see what I did wrong. That's correct. That's correct. Refresh one more time. So let me just troubleshoot. Let me remove this. Something in my code here is not right. I'm not a coder by true nature. Okay, give me a second. I want to make sure we get this for you. So now, yeah, there's that. Let me just do this. Let me remove this if statement, and we'll go like this. All right, there you go. So here's the online schedule.
Okay.
And so this should link in a new tab here.
Okay. And then how can I change the wording to just, schedule now or schedule here or something like that?
Gotcha. Yeah, so instead of putting that there, we could say view schedule now.
Okay.
And let's refresh this. So now it says view schedule now.
Oh, perfect. All right. Thank you so much. That was really great. Thanks very much.
You're very welcome. So that was some. You're very welcome. Very welcome. That's a good thing you pointed out there. We could easily create an update, so you don't have to get into the code like that. So thank you, David, for bringing that to our attention. And I'm glad that we were able to get that update done on your site. All right. I see Jim. I'll unmute your microphone, Jim. You with us, Jim? You're unmuted here. Live and broadcasting to the world. All right, Jim. We'll come back to you later. All right. Kevin, I've unmuted your microphone. Are you with us, Kevin?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir. Where are you calling in from?
San Diego.
All right. And I know this isn't your first webinar with us.
Hey, you got it.
Yeah. All right.
My programmer, Luis, you probably know, he told me to do something every week, and I just wanted to make sure that I should be doing this and I'm doing it correctly. I make changes to my website every day, and I go in and once a week I delete all the Pro 301 redirects. I refresh the website, I create a sitemap, and then I submit the sitemap with Google. And I'm just wondering, do I need to be doing this every week? Does it help me out? Is there any way to automate it? And what are your thoughts on that?
We are working to automate that, so I can show everyone what you're referring to actually. Let's see here. Under the toolbox, there is something called a sitemap generator. It's something you definitely want to submit to Google Webmaster Tools. It helps with SEO in the sense that Google will eventually find all the pages of your website, but this kind of expedites all those really internal pages that might be hard for Google to find. I don't think you need to do it right now once per week because Google's not even updating that quickly. Maybe twice, once every 2 weeks or once per month until we've pushed the phase 2 of this to automate the sitemap generator to automatically add the pages to Google. So you'd obviously, and also you don't need to go to Google Webmaster Tools and actually submit it. Actually you would. I take that back because there might be new indexes. So I would do it right now. Maybe once per month is fine, or once every 2 weeks if you really want to push it, because not even Google is going to be indexing your pages that fast and putting them in the search results. Do
you like that idea of deleting the Pro redirects, because those get indexed and they show up as a non-working page?
Those should be redirecting to the valid pages that the final page that they should be going to. So what Kevin's referring to is if your member joins your site and they put their business name as Jason Incorporated, the URL is going to be JSON incorporated. But if I change it to JSON limited, the URL is going to change, and then the old URL is going to redirect to the new URL. I don't think you need to get rid of those. It should be fine because it's already telling Google that this page has been redirected. You can if you want. You can always delete your redirects, but if those pages have been indexed or people have those pages or are sharing those pages, if you kill the redirect, then they're not going to be taken to the correct page anymore.
Okay.
So if those pages are not important and you know nobody's linking to them, then you could delete any 301 redirects that you know are not important. But you want to make sure you're not deleting any 301 redirects that might actually be redirecting someone to a valid profile page or search results page.
Okay, can I ask another quick question?
Sure.
Is TTID still in the URL header? I couldn't find it on my categories.
It should be if we can go to our, let's go to our demo site here. The TTID would be the sub-level category if I'm correct. So if we do a search, let's just search plumber here.
The URL was coming up with just the word plumber, not TTID. See, it's not shown in the URL that I can see up there now.
Let me search Holistic Health Finder here. Just a second. Let's do a search for acupuncture.
Maybe that's how I need to do it.
It's only going to be used when it's one of these searches, not a keyword search.
Okay, that's the problem.
Yeah, let me do the yoga.
Yep.
Let me do yoga actually, because I know there's sub-level categories. And let's do aerial yoga and do a search. So the SID and then the TID. Now TTID would be the sub-level category. This site is not using a sub-level. It's only going top sub, and that's it.
Okay. I was using the wrong search, I think.
Got it. So yeah, that would work when it's a dynamic search, not a keyword search.
Perfect. Thanks for your help. I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Good question there about sitemaps. And yeah, we are going to work on the phase 2 to automate that so you guys don't need to continue submitting it to Google. All right. Melanie, I'm going to unmute your mic, Melanie.
I'm here.
Hey, Melanie. Where are you calling in from?
Los Angeles.
All right.
Not too far.
Very good. Very good. What's your question for us today?
Kind of two questions. One, I was wondering what kind of support is available, like as far as I've seen, like training sessions or coaching sessions. I'm wondering what we can get help with.
Perfect.
That'll be the first part.
Patrick, can I pass that one over to you?
Absolutely. You could maybe go to the Brilliant Directory website, Jason, and show them both the onboarding plans as well as the audits, which are really the two best options in terms of getting help with Brilliant Directory's reps directly. Are you at the very beginning stages, or have you kind of done the basic setup and now you'd like to get more hands-on assistance from an internal coach?
The second, I've been a member for about a year. I've been building my site for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
I launch it in March, and I want to. It would be nice to have someone to kind of go through the site with me and kind of go through some of the, I don't know, just to have someone kind of go through it with me and look to make sure I've done everything correctly and get your opinion. And then that goes into my second part is I purchased, or actually I'm trying out Zoho 1. And so I'm kind of looking at what I can use with the site.
Okay, Zoho 1, having an audit and having a coach tell you what you can and can't do with Zoho 1, that would fall a little bit outside of the scope of the type of things they'll be able to consult with. What Jason had there was what was included in those audits. Basically what they'll do is they'll do exactly what you're saying, go over your site with you, make sure everything's set up properly. There is an advanced website audit. It's a little bit more, but I definitely think you get a lot of value there because you'll get a senior coach and normally you'll get a little bit more marketing insight since they've been around a little longer. They've seen more different types of niches and so forth. So they bring a little bit more value in terms of giving you guidance on the marketing side. but both of those are excellent places to start. I know oftentimes when people get one audit, they're very quick to book the second one, because what you can do in an hour with somebody working on your site with you is pretty impressive, because they know where everything is, and you can also ask them to record it at times, and then you can have a copy of that audit, and it's a great resource as well later on to go back and look at it again and try to continue applying those changes to your site.
And
Great, I'm going to do that.
Melanie, you can apply the promo code for the deal of the week to this. So if you wanted to take advantage of that, you could use the final 50 promo code for this.
Oh wow, that's great.
There's also training sessions. So the audits are about an hour long. There's quicker ones, 30-minute training sessions, and they cover different types of topics, making website edits, importing members, so on and so forth. So if you were looking for kind of like how to integrate third-party tools, you might want to book something like a developer training to show you how to integrate third-party tools with your Brilliant Directories websites. A lot of those tools, like from Zoho or from HubSpot or any other, or even chatting software like we have here, a lot of those tools, they're made that you just embed some code on the site and it should just work instantly. Some require more detailed integration, but some of them are just kind of plug and play. So it might not be that complicated to execute those.
Okay.
And then also, and then lastly, if you wanted to know where to get all the different types of support, under our community dropdown, there's a support center, and there's video tutorials, the free group workshops or the webinar replays, private training sessions, the website setup service. If this is your first website with Brilliant Directories, I highly recommend getting the Kickstart website setup service. It will definitely ensure you have more success with your first website with us. I don't deny there's a small learning curve with Brilliant Directories. So utilizing the website setup service on your first website will definitely go a long way. You also have access to the community Q&A, so that would be a good place to maybe search by keyword Zoho. Let's do that together and see if anyone has actually started any discussions using Zoho. So there is something here, or you can start your own discussion as well. So there's the community center, and then we have our knowledge base documentation. So you can go here and also search by keyword, and we've done a really good job from top to bottom covering the different parts of what the software can do. So you can also search for things by keyword here, such as importing, and you'll find numerous articles and discussion posts that might cover one of the topics that you're looking for.
Helpful, thank you.
All right. You're very welcome.
All right, and if you're an add-ons member, Jason, maybe you can show everybody where to find the master classes. I know myself, if you're trying to get guidance and advice, going to the master classes and watching those, I cannot think of any single resource that's better for somebody that's starting out with a new directory website and taking these master classes. If you want to learn the marketing strategies, how to upsell, how to generate revenue, how to get your first members, how to get your members posting content, all the big questions and challenges that most directory owners find themselves, there's these really high value videos that have been put together, and you can basically just watch those, and it's going to Directory U and learning everything you need to learn about very important skill sets that people need to learn.
Yeah, Joe, we just updated your site. You were interested in making it a lead generating website. There's a master class on how to launch a profitable lead generating website. So if that's your first time setting up a site like that, this would definitely be worthwhile. So these premium workshops are for VIP Add-ons Club members. So I'll just say it again. If you're not a member, you can join the VIP Add-ons Club for 50% off. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/final50, and that will give you access to these masterclass workshops here. And while we're here, the free webinar replays are always here on the first tab, and we try to upload them within a week or two after they air. I think we have 30 up right now, 31 will be up soon, and then this one will be after. All right, thank you for your question, Melanie. All right, William. William, your hand just went up. How you doing?
Oh, hey, how are you?
Pretty good. Thank you.
I'm going to embarrass myself and have anyone look at my site, but I'm in the process of setting a lot of things up. But I was curious about the structured snippets or structured data, like for
Schema markup?
schema. Yeah, and is it best to do that primarily for static pages, or can you
No,
implement something?
you're going to want to do that in actually the search results pages and your member profile pages and such.
Okay.
What type of content are people going to be searching for on your site? Is it just members, or is it going to be things like coupons and articles?
It would be articles. It would also be
Okay.
searching for restaurants. That's primarily it.
Okay, gotcha.
And maybe events as well, but I'm focusing right now on just
Okay. Let me show you where.
those two.
Okay, let me show you where you would add your schema markup. And usually when you're looking up schema markup for articles or reviews, they probably give you a good example of where you should add the classes and the code. Have you ever done that before?
No, this has been a whole learning experience for me, so okay. I will learn how to do that.
I was self-taught with the schema markup, but once you get your head around it, it kind of works itself out. For those of you who don't know what schema markup is, I'll give you a quick example. Let me see what I can Google. Top news, New York. Let me just see here. No, nothing there. Let's see, best Nikes. Okay, here's one example. This isn't the best example, but you see the date here, December 5th, 2012. You guys have seen search results where there's like review stars or an author's image and things like that. Schema markup tells Google what certain details of your posts are. There's literally thousands of different classes for schemas, but I'm just going to show you, William, where you can find that code. So when you're ready to enter it, you can do so knowing where to go. What you want to do is go to your post settings, edit post settings. And I'm not going to make any changes on the site. Then find the type of content you want to add the schema markup to. For example, blog article. Okay. When you're here, you have a few different tabs. The ones that are most important for the schema markup are the search results design and the detail page design. The detail page is the actual page where a single article is listed. The search results design is the code of the search results that repeat line after line when you're on a search results page. When you go to something like the detail page design, you'll see lots of complicated code. But in order to achieve the schema markup, all you have to do is put classes around the certain variables. For example, and when you're ready to do this, we might be able to do it together on one of your posts, on one of the types of sites that you want to do it. So this is the date. So there would be classes you put around the date, and then that will inform Google, hey, this piece of information is the date of the post. And then you can do that with the author name and so on and so forth. The number, if it's reviews, you could put the number of reviews. So you use the variables and you put the schema markup classes around the individual variables, and piece by piece, you'll be telling Google, hey, these words represent the number of reviews, or the specific review, or the person who left the review, or the name of the product that's being reviewed. So you put the different classes around the variables, and that informs Google on what everything is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I know everyone's looking at a bunch of complicated code, but it's pretty simple once you grasp the idea that all you have to do is put the correct classes around the correct variables, and it's as simple as that. And then you do the same thing with your search results design. You'd go to the page loop. That's the information that's being repeated line after line. You find the variables that relate. It's like the post title. You'd put the schema class that this is the name of the post, or the name of the product, or the name of the review, and you would just continue doing that till you've itemized all the different elements of your schema markup.
Okay.
All right, a little higher level for everyone to understand, but I think because you're researching it, and for some other people, this might make sense.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're very welcome. And if when you're ready, William, to actually do it on your site, or if you give it an attempt and you're not successful, join us in the next webinar and we can actually get it set up properly for one of your types of posts. All right, let's continue moving on. Good higher level question there about coding. All right. While Gabe is checking those, oh yeah, Gabe, go ahead.
There was actually one good question. I think it was Ron that asked this question. He was asking how to put the overview tab in the profile page as the second option in the menu.
That is a great question. Let me show what Ron you said. So on the profile pages, you'll notice the tabs, overview, specialties, photo albums, reviews. You can control the order of these tabs. So if you wanted to make overview the second or the third or the last, I'll just show you where you can do that. I'm not going to change anything on this site. But in order to accomplish that, maybe you want to start with the photo albums if it's a photo focused website. If you want to make the overview tab another slot, you can scroll down. The overview tab is the listing one. You can click on edit. And when you're here editing the listing, the profile page design is the tab you want to go to, and all of your different types of posts, coupons, events, articles, reviews, they all have a tab order. So if you wanted it to be the number 2 spot, you can just set it to number 2, find out what the current number 2 one is, and just switch the order. If you wanted it to be the last one, you could just set it to some really high number. Right now it's set to number 1, and then you can just choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 based on the different types of content your site is supporting. Does that help, Gabe?
It absolutely helps.
Okay.
That's exactly what I needed to know.
All right, great. All right, we'll go to Lisa here. Lisa, I've unmuted your microphone.
Great, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing today?
I'm great, how are you guys doing?
Super.
I had a question about wondering if you could just show us a little bit about the recurring events module.
Oh, that's one of Patrick's favorite. Did you have any specific questions about it?
I could. The thing is, I'd be happy to prepare something for the next webinar. There is a little bit of preparation that goes into that. I need to have a site that would have it set up and whatnot. But what I'm going to do right now is, and you may have already watched it, and I'm sorry if you have, because it's not going to be much help. But this video link that I'm sharing right now, it is literally a very thorough me setting it up, creating a recurring event, going to the search results, really from A to Z, taking my time with that specific feature. So hopefully, and that's the link I shared, Jason, that everybody is able to watch. So, yeah, I would give that a chance. And if there's any questions that aren't answered, then maybe let us know. I'd be happy to spend a little bit more time on it in the following webinar.
Okay, great, thanks.
I'm just going to make one comment about the auto recurring event. So in a nutshell, it allows you to create an event and make sure that if it repeats weekly or every 2 weeks or monthly, it will remain on your site and it will show the next upcoming date. So normally when an event happens, it has a start date and an end date, and then it's off your website because it's expired. With the auto recurring events, you can add recurring events, like if a car wash has a weekly car wash special, early bird on Wednesday mornings, you can add that for the car wash, and now you have content that will stay on your website indefinitely. So if you find businesses that have weekly deals, you can add those weekly deals or monthly deals to your website, and they'll always be available, and it's always good content for your users. So that's one of the big values of auto recurring events, in my opinion.
It's my personal favorite hack for people that are starting off with a new directory. I know oftentimes I go check out their sites and I start clicking on all the links that they have on their websites, and I'll see 2 blog articles, 2 events, 1 coupon, and it just has that empty feel to it. The auto recurring events, which what Jason just says, what I use it for, is I call it the daily specials. It's very easy to call the restaurants and all the bars and the bowling alleys. Every business tends to have some sort of happy hour or bowling half off or mini putt half off on Sundays from this time to that time. And all that is a gold mine for content that end users are interested in learning about, because people always love a deal. And you just have to enter it one time, and it's literally on your website for life until the special ends on their end. So I find that a great tool. Yeah.
Sorry, is it custom too? Because I looked at a trial or something, I think, and there was, like you said, Jason, every week, every second week, something like that. But I had one that was like every third Thursday of the month or something like that, and there wasn't a way for me to kind of customize if it was like off weeks or strange. So
right now the options to choose are every day, weekly, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and there's also a monthly option. So there isn't like choosing the first or last day of the month right now. So it's a little limited in the types of dates you can select, but hopefully one of these will kind of help fall into that category. If it's something awkward, you could just create the event manually for those in between scheduling things.
yeah, because it was stuff like a lot of people will do like, oh, it's the first Monday of every month. It's the first.
I think that'll be rolled out.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I totally know what you're saying, because when I deal with banking, we have to pay for stuff, and they give you those types of options. I think that kind of stuff will be rolled out in a phase 2 for the auto recurring events.
Okay, cool. And I had posted another question about, did you guys have a coupon code update? And they said you guys are still working on the coupon codes where we'll be able to move over our free people.
Yes, it's actually third on the projects list from what I saw. So it'll be queued up hopefully soon on one of the developers' boards, and hopefully we can get that launched soon. I know last year, all of last year was something that was highly requested. So hopefully we can have it to you guys soon.
Great. Thanks, you guys.
All right. Thank you. And thanks for continuing to bang on that door for that feature. It really lets us know what's most important. All right. Let's see here. How are we doing on time? All right. We can take a couple more questions here, Pat. We got one more question. Pat, you want to choose one of the hands that are up right now?
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's fun. I will choose Martin. So let's unmute Martin. Hey, Martin, how you doing? Where are you calling in from today?
Calling in from Buffalo, New York.
All right, great. And what's your question for us today, Martin?
Yes, we talked about this before a little bit in the past. Okay, if I'm trying to get prospective directory members and they say send me something, what would you include in like a short screen? I can capture my screen on video. What would you include like in a video to try to sell a directory?
Explanation of benefits, short and sweet. Your value proposition, what makes you unique, and then maybe a sample profile of what they can expect to see when they're featured in the search results and when they're featured on their own profile page, and how their profile page will decorate their business and put their business in a positive light. And besides just showcasing them on your site, how generally with the public directory, you're going to help the online visibility of businesses. So when people Google their name, their listing is going to show up from your website. So you're helping to increase their online visibility. Now, let me explain to you why a regular profile, even if it doesn't say anything fancy on a business, is valuable. One reason is brand reputation, your online reputation and reputation management. It could be the case that business has bad reviews online, but having more neutral / positive pages about their business can outweigh any negative reviews or pages of a business online. So they can kind of better control their online presence by controlling their profile on your website and making it look like their business is shed in a positive light. That's one of the benefits you can showcase. So keep things short and sweet. Show them what the final product looks like and outline the benefits neatly and cleanly for them.
And another question with the hosting I receive, is there any type of file storage? Say I have a video and I want to store it on your server on my site. Is there a way to do that, or?
There isn't a way to do that. What I recommend doing is uploading your video to YouTube. And on YouTube, you can set the video to private and designate the website that you can embed it on. So what's the name of your website, for example?
orthopedicsurgeonstoday.com.
So you can upload the video to YouTube. It'll be private to the rest of the world. You can designate, hey, YouTube, only render this video on my domain name, orthopedicsurgeonstoday.com. You can then embed the video, and then you can save on your storage usage with Brilliant Directories that way.
Okay, and just another comment. I was doing some SEO work today, and I noticed I know you guys have the Google Analytics and you have a sitemap generator. Now, do you guys have anything that's part of a feature that allows you to verify the site with Search Console?
Yeah, so when you go to the Webmaster Tools, now called Google Search Console, when you want to add your site there, they give you a code. I'll just show you real quick. I'll tell you where you can place that code. So Google Search Console. So we have a bunch of sites here. So you add a property. I'll give you an example. So we'll do www.fun.com. And you add it to Google Search Console. It's going to give you some options like downloading a file. What I like to do, Martin, is use the alternative method.
Okay.
And I choose the HTML tag, copy this code. It's unique to every site. And I'm not going to add anything here, but what you can do is go to your design settings. And this is good for any type of meta code that you need to add to your site. So you take that code, go to your custom CSS and head, paste that into the second box here. Save your changes, okay, and your site should be able to be verified. So save your changes and then click verify. And that will allow you to add your site to Google Search Console.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Right. Just a little tip to everybody that's staying around and still listening for the getting businesses interested in signing up. What I find works really well, and it's teach their own with their marketing strategies. But I like to have a demo profile, just like Jason said. But I like to go in and click their profile, click their contact page, contact them, click their social media links, and submit a bunch of leads so that I can then display in my video the analytics of a profile page so that you can see all the views that their profile gets. And I take them to the lead page and I show them all the leads that get generated when they have a listing on the website. Oftentimes business owners are more interested in connecting the dots that they're making an investment in your website and can lead to more business. So seeing that they can receive leads, seeing how they manage their leads, and seeing that they can get profile statistics is something that I find really helps get them engaged during the sales process.
So do you have to create a dummy profile and let it sit for a while, or can you just do that on the fly? Or
I create a dummy profile and then I submit leads on different days. I might really amp up that profile for 1 or 2 weeks so that it looks like there's a lot of activity. It didn't all get submitted on the same day, and then kind of give them an idea of what's possible on the website. And I find that works well.
Great.
Lastly, Martin, once you understand the flow of how what your selling points are going to be, that might be a good time to invest in someone to create like a video of what your site's about. And you can go to a site like Fiverr, and there's lots of people who can make some videos for you, and the video explains the problem and how your site is the solution, and they'll take some screenshots of what the end product is. So once you have that ready, it might be worthwhile to invest in a whiteboard video where people, we've all seen them before. It shows someone typing, let me send you this link. So I went to Fiverr.com. It's just an awesome website to get help for anything, creating a logo.
Yeah, I was just there today, actually.
So if you just search whiteboard animation or whiteboard video explainer, all this stuff, just find someone that's, medium price or, whatever it is. If this is for your business, I would imagine, spending a couple $100 is definitely worth it. But if you just want to get your feet wet, there's people starting at $15, probably creating something super simple. I'll share this link here in the chat. And again, I would recommend doing this after you know what your your value proposition is to your customers, what pain points you're solving for your customers, because those are the things you want to make sure you mention in your video. Are you tired of can openers and blah blah blah? Are you tired of seeing your competitors online and you're not getting the visibility you want? You want a simple way to get more customers and leads and quote, but blah blah blah. So once you figure that stuff out, then you can tell the guy who's making or girl who's making the video what you want included in the whiteboard video. And they're usually 30 to 60 seconds long.
Okay, great.
All right. Thank you, Martin. So guys, I really want to make sure you take advantage of the deal of the week. The price of the VIP add-ons club will be increasing next month in February. So right now you can get it at the lower price plus 50% off. Just go to brilliantdirectories.com /final50 and enter the promo code final50. I do recommend taking advantage of the yearly price. You'll get additional savings that way. And we have a contest of the week. Share your design. We want to see the colors you've used on your site, the unique colors. And if you've created any unique landing pages, email design@brilliantdirectories.com with a link to your website or a specific link to your landing pages. And any of them that we like the most, everyone has a chance to win $200 in Brilliant Directories credits. Congratulations to Emily. You won our big New Year's contest last webinar. $500 of credits were added to your account. That's huge. Congratulations. And lastly, if you haven't already done so, join our free LinkedIn Marketing Strategy Network. It's a great way. If we didn't get to your questions here today, go ahead and continue the conversation there in our LinkedIn group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn. Someone from the Brilliant Directories team, as well as fellow directory owners, can respond to your questions there. So have a great day. Have a great week. It was great to be with you in this webinar, and we'll hope to see you in the next one in 2 weeks. Have a great day, guys.
All right, bye, everyone.